Didn't see that coming before Auburn, so I have no idea in terms of. I wish I could read it all. If I did, I'd probably sleep a lot better. But again, we pretty much have had pretty good practices. Not the way we want them all the time, but other than that, I don't know how to answer that because I didn't see that coming.
I said y'all got away from what you've done defensively to kind of get where you were. What do they have to do to get back to?
Effort, intensity, and being on edge. Again, just everybody doing their job, not taking anything for granted. And I think if nothing else, I would hope they've learned is that if we don't play that way, we're not a very good basketball team. So I hope that they realize that. But we need everybody. It's not just one guy, two guys, three. We need everybody to be able to do their job.
How much is playing good offense is a factor of that, or is it more just what you guys aren't doing?
No, I think. I mean, again, there's a lot of things we're not doing that we were doing. Like the other night we were just ball watching. We were caught in between going to rebound, blocking out, not blocking out, just not making the fix-it plays, and we just weren't doing what we needed to do. I mean, Jordan Bone had played well. I didn't realize. I knew right when the game started there was something there because he had really made some really good steps, and after the game he was diagnosed with the flu, and hopefully he'll be back today. But so that's a little bit on his part that I understand now. I didn't understand it at the time, but and that's why he was cramping up during the game. But the fact is, it's just the details, and I think we all realize it's really a fine line between winning and losing, and if we don't do the things that we can control, it's going to put us in a bad situation.
Coach, after the Auburn game, you talked about roles, egos. Are you surprised that you're still talking about that at this point in the season?
No, not because you still got a young group of guys. I mean, guys that never been through it, guys that never had success at this level. Then people telling them this. I mean, there's a lot of. We all know it. Every program deals with it. But there's people in their ears all the time saying this, saying that, and part of the coaching deal is that you try to keep them grounded on what's really important. And we've talked about leadership, and we haven't had it the way we wanted it. We're hoping we're moving more towards it, but we haven't totally got it where we need it to be. But I still think with a predominantly young basketball team, I'm not surprised with the inconsistencies and the ups and downs and the players, doing this one game, that one game. So again, I'm not surprised with it.
Looking at the last 2 years when y'all beat Kentucky at home, what's the ability to win those games, and what kind of confidence can that give this team going in? I know a lot of them didn't have much to do with at least one of those games.
Yeah. Again, I don't know. I just think that when Kentucky, like North Carolina, schools that have been great success, they come into town, there's a different buzz in the building, that, and that's what we're trying to get our guys to understand. When you really want to be good, like when we went to Arkansas, it was a tremendous buzz in the building, great atmosphere, great crowd, and I do think that players, you like to think that they're going to be on edge all the time. I mean, that's why it's hard to explain when guys aren't as consistent as you want to be, but that's sports. I've been looking, I look around and I see it happening a lot at places, and because you're dealing with young people, but what you like to have is guys understanding that every game you've got to be on edge, you've got to be ready to play, and regardless of who you play. But we've had 2 good wins against them, but then on the other hand, we turn around and go up there and we haven't even given them the game in Rupp Arena. So I can't explain it. I wish I could.
Going back to the rebounding issues against Auburn, was it more of just the guys' inability to get themselves in position to get those rebounds, or was it purely just from an effort standpoint?
It was a little bit of both. We talk a lot about our guards coming down to rebound, and that's after they check and see where the ball is coming off. And they were just turning, ball watching, and 3 or 4 balls went over their heads. And now they're backing up, and Auburn's coming forward to it. And so it's understanding that a team is going to shoot 33s. There's going to be a lot of rebounds, long rebounds. And but we were just simply not even doing anything but just turning, walking underneath the basket. And then a couple times, the second, third jump, they just beat us off the floor with our front line guys, basically.
I know it's still really early in the conference schedule, but the 0-2 league record, how much does it kind of increase kind of the magnitude, the importance of this game?
I don't think it. I think if you're a competitor, every game's got to be looked upon like that. I don't care if you're 2-0 or 0-2. I can assure you that Kentucky's looking at this game as important as any game they played. If you're a competitor, you're going to look at every game like that. It doesn't matter 0-2, 2-0, 3-0, 0-3. You've got to understand that you normally get what you put into it, and but I think every game. That's what we tried to teach these guys all year, starting with our non-league schedule. Every one of these games matter. If you don't believe me, wait until we get to March, and then we'll figure out what our body of work is.
Sorry if you were asked this earlier. What stands out about the differences with this Kentucky team compared to some of the recent ones?
Again, they're talented, and I've said before, I think John does a great job getting his guys, I think, better from start to finish. And this team's long. They're long. They are long. No doubt about that. And but they're a talented team, but they're different. I mean, you could go through different players with they're different, but yet, to me, they're as capable as any team in the country of beating anybody on any given night.
You pointed out they're one of the younger teams in the country too. How do you use the home arena to your advantage and make them play like a younger team?
Well, I don't know if it's about a home arena. I think it's about what you try to do. You try to do what you do, whether you go at home or on the road, and then it's going to get settled between those lines. You know, the crowds. I mean, they've went on the road at LSU the other night, and I watched a little bit of that game, and that was a great crowd there, and they figured out a way to get it done at the end. And I just think it gets down to competing, making plays, and knowing what we're trying to get done, and trying to keep them from getting done what they want to get done.
Does the pace of play you like to play with, could that get them out of sorts potentially?
I don't know. Again, they'll try to control some tempo too, but they're not afraid to get out and run either. I mean, you got to be careful opening the court up too much because they're very explosive. All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.